You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes for my water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel.
Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hey, welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge, and it's got to come from the heart.
Let me get another look at you.
Welcome to the show, guys. With me, Ken, is Jeff and Neal. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I spilled some water about
rolling. I don't even know what to do with that.
We are rolling. I did spill some water about 5 minutes ago all over the table, so a little out of it, but I might stand up for the most part of this. Well, you already know what's going on here. I can't even speak.
This is back to back with the Vivek game, and still in the studio, our special guest today, Emily Baker. How you doing?
Just break studio magic?
Yeah, I did break studio magic.
Wow.
It turns out, what's his name from Star is Born is not actually in the studio either.
Jackson, Maine.
Thanks. How you doing, Emily?
I'm great. How about you guys?
We just hit her hard with this intro.
This has been a wild time.
But Emily is a Cruiserweight Champion, so we thank her for her continued support on Patreon, as we do all of our Patreon supporters.
Mm-hmm.
But especially me.
Today, as in the same day as the last episode, Emily has actually prepared the game for us, and we're going to be doing a free-for-all, right? Three-for-all?
Three for all, yeah. Looks like Emily has some great stickers on her laptop, by the way. I'm just admiring. She has the You Are the Cream of the Crop Patreon sticker. She has a Triviality exclusive sticker. And then she has some other favorites of mine, the notorious RBG.
The only way you get that sticker is by visiting us in studio.
That's true. And then Batman, what would you call that? He's doing the airplane?
Superman is airplaning Batman because Batman can't fly. So he's just trying to give him the experience.
That's sweet.
Sticker's
really
kind
nice.
of fun and flirty, wouldn't you say?
It's all fun and flirty.
I think that's true. It is fun and flirty. Ken's kind of fun and flirty.
Yeah, thanks.
That's what Emily called him before we started. Fun and flirty.
Is that out of pity?
Yeah, definitely out of pity.
Emily, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a grad student at Dominican University, getting my MBA. I'm a secretary in the cardiology department of Loyola Medicine, and I also coach the speech team over at Lyons Township High School. So I like to speak in high school. Public speaking is fun for me. So.
And she's a smart cookie, and she also baked us some cookies and brought them to the studio.
I did. I'm trying to live up to my last name.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that, but you're right. I had 2 Snickerdoodles.
She specially baked me some vegan Snickerdoodles.
Are you taking all of them home after this?
I'll take a few.
Okay, I had 2, but if I need to, I'll eat the rest of them.
Yeah. I think you need your fuel, Neal.
I do need some fuel. That's for sure.
I call these cookies Neal fuel. So.
Neal fuel.
Good. And I do want to put a disclaimer. I'm not liable for anything that I say the rest of this game because it's probably going to be street trash. So, which is also a very...
An on-fire garbage can.
And if anyone has seen the movie Street Trash, it's a very cult movie. It is terrible, but it's awesome. So look it up.
Speaking of which, Matt is actually living in a garbage can with Oscar the Grouch right now, right?
He is.
So nice.
He is. He's living in the trash can. Matt was looking for a new barista, and Oscar the Grouch wanted to deliver the grouchiness that the customers at Starbucks give the baristas back to them. So
there you go.
Now they're going to ask for a nice grande no whip mocha, and he's just going to say, "Just get a mocha."
I saw a nice article stating that the first Sesame Street character would experience homelessness. Oscar the Grouch has been living in a garbage can for 40 years. What are you talking about?
Is he homeless though, or is that good enough?
The garbage can is his home.
He loves trash.
That's true.
He sings a whole song about it.
He used to also be orange in the first season of Sesame Street.
Disturbing.
Yeah, that's like a famous trivia question that we've seen around, right? He used to be orange.
That's a cursed image that's in my head right now.
An orange Oscar the Grouch.
He's sort of like Gritty.
I was gonna say
he's OG Gritty.
Maybe
now.
Oscar the Grouch. Here's what I propose. Gritty is what happens if Oscar the Grouch isn't left on the street, and it just is given a chance.
Oh.
And he succeeds, and he becomes famous. So that's your
Gritty's
two life
a
paths.
maniac, though.
Well, do you want to be a maniac but successful, or Oscar the Grouch, angry and in a garbage can?
Well, I've only got one option right now, so I'm going to go with the latter.
The hot take is that Gritty has just cleaned up Oscar. Case closed.
Hot take.
All right, well, since we're doing a 3-for-all today, let's go ahead and toss it to the rules guy.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds, worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there will be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Thank you, Darren. And without further ado and further hijinks, let's go ahead and get to the game.
All right, guys. So your question number 1 is something that I think is very important. It's very important to me. It is Pride Month when we are recording this. So a travel writer, an LGBTQ activist, Meg Kale, said that Pride is way more than a parade. In fact, many LGBTQ people think that the parade is an afterthought. Pride started because we needed means to break free of our people being criminalized, pathologized, and persecuted. And while we've made gains over the years, we still have work to do. That being very well said, give me the year that Pride started with Stonewall, or the year that the first official Pride Parade was recognized, commemorating the year anniversary of Stonewall.
All right, I'm going to lock in.
So you can give me 2 different answers.
I have to do math in my head, and I'm not good at it for some reason right now.
Okay. I have an idea. I'm going to lock in.
I feel like last year was the 40th anniversary of Stonewall, but I might be a year or 2 off. So I'll go to 1978.
I also said 1978.
I thought for some reason Stonewall had its 50th anniversary, so I went 69.
Neal, the only one getting credit on this. This year's actually the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, so that was in 1969, and then the first official Pride was in 1970.
Decade off.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Question 2. An instrumental version of the French national anthem, La Marseillaise, serves as the intro to what Beatles song?
The Beatles, my favorite.
Yeah, that's right. You do love the Beatles.
I don't hate the Beatles, guys.
But they're
Come
not
on,
his
Ken.
favorite.
Why don't you like me, Ken? Come on, man.
It's not my favorite, Ringo.
You know, come on, man.
You're just not my favorite. I'm sorry.
Come play a drum beat
You
with
are
me,
my
man.
favorite Beatle, though.
You're an octopus.
I wrote a song about an octopus.
Yoko, come here. The French press is empty.
We got all the Beatles here, except for Paul, I guess.
Oh, I feel like I know this. I was just listening to a great, what do you call it? Expose, I guess is the wrong word, but on NPR about Hard Day's Night and how that chord, for years, people have been trying to figure out how to play that opening chord. Mm-hmm. And there's been like there's so many different theories of what it actually is. And then they did the splits for the remastered version. And anyway, it's very interesting. So if you look up history on Hard Day's Night opening chord, it's very interesting.
Is there a weird chord that opens that song?
Well, it's like a bling. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Wow.
Anyway, it's interesting.
Right, I'm locked in.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, I put in a guess.
I'm not too sure. The one that has a sort of a symphonic opening to me off the top of my head, because I'm a little cloudy, is All You Need Is Love. So that's what I locked in with.
Strange. I too put All You Need Is Love.
And I just remember that Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band wastes all kinds of time on that record with silly noises, so I put Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the song.
Sorry, Ken. Both of your competitors are getting points. It is All You Need Is Love.
Oh, those Snickerdoodles are fueling this fire.
There's
Truly,
some more
the Neal fuel.
Snickerdoodles on the fire.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Question 3. What is the closest living relative to the giraffe? It's native to the northeast of the Democratic Republic of Congo and is sometimes called the forest giraffe.
Wow.
I am locked in.
I have another name for it, if that would help you.
I'm locked in.
That would help me.
The zebra giraffe.
Oh.
I am locked the Fucking guys.
The zebra giraffe. Jeff calls it a zebra for some reason.
The zebra giraffe.
Because it's correct.
Pompous.
They have one of them at the Lincoln Park Zoo, I think.
Oh, yeah.
How dare you?
After
I'm locked in.
The Lincoln Park Zoo has plenty of animals.
They do. I was there not that long ago. You'd think I'd remember. I definitely know the animal you're talking about.
All right, I'm locked in with an incorrect guess.
I'm not going to sit here all day so that Ken doesn't complain for the next hour. And I'm going to go with my favorite adorable African animal, the dik-dik.
Okay,
Love
nice.
it.
Wasn't
So
expecting
cute.
that.
They're like tiny little antelope.
I'm going to go with the black-tongued Adam's apple.
And this guy used to work at Brookfield Zoo, and it's the okapi.
It is the okapi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okapi.
If you're looking for dad jokes, I wish I copied that answer.
Dad jokes part 2.
Do you okapi?
Electric Boogaloo.
Another Goose reference. Top Gun. Do you okapi, Goose? No, Goose is gone.
All right, I apologize for this sports question in advance. What former NFL running back is nicknamed the Law Firm? He played for the Patriots and then the Bengals and retired in 2013.
Locked in. Can make up some ground on Ken here.
I'm locked in.
The Law Firm. He retired in 2013?
Yes.
The Bengals. Oh, I know who it is, too.
Wait, crap. Hold on.
That's fine. I didn't lock in, so you
I
can...
know. I had it, and I didn't write it down fast enough.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, we're good. We're good. Ooh. Oh, gotta write it down.
Close one.
Gotta write it down real quick.
Gotta go fast.
Everybody's in. Yeah, I'll start. I'm not sure. I thought I knew it, but I'm just going to lock in with Tyrone Law.
That would be a good guess. I'm going to go with the only Bengals player I know is Chad Ochocinco.
I believe this is Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
It is Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Wow.
Only reason he was given that nickname is because his name sounds like
a law
one.
firm. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. It reminds me of the Key and Peele skit.
You've been injured.
Who's the guy who was the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers? Tyrone Lue?
Oh, I don't know basketball.
Anyway, that's who I was thinking of, not Tyrone Law. But either way, it was wrong.
All right, guys. Question 5. One of my favorites. What appropriately named music group did the ending credit song for the 2006 film Snakes on a Plane? I have the name of the song, if that will help.
Yeah, we'll take it.
It's called Snakes on a Plane. Parentheses. Bring it.
Oh,
I used to.
Who did this one?
I used to listen to this all the time when it came out.
Do you remember this one, Ken?
It's a bop.
It is.
All right, I'm locked in.
It was like it reminds me of Metro Station, the kind of.
I know what you're talking about.
All right, I'm gonna have to tap because I know it. I can't come up with it.
This is killing me. I don't remember it either. They were a flash in the pan thing. They had one other actual like real song, and then they had this.
One of their songs was my MySpace song when I was in middle school for
that's high praise.
Yeah.
If you have a song as your MySpace song, that's that. Yeah, you're right.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
But I can't remember the name of this act. I can kind of see the female lead singer, but I can't remember it.
I just said the Anacondas.
You're not too far off. It's Cobra Starship.
Oh, Cobra Starship.
Yeah.
I remember them.
Yeah, that song is a jam. I just watched Snakes on the Plane for the first time this year, so I had to include that. I thought it was too good.
All right, well, I'm starting off a little slow with 10 points. Neal has 20 points, and Jeff has 20 points.
All right, guys, let's see how the later half of this round goes. This is question 6. Some math. When you take the number of Shrek movies, add the number of Ice Age movies, and subtract the number of Kung Fu Panda movies, what number do you get?
I'm locked in.
Ooh, there's a lot of
Shrek
Ice Age movies.
There are. Shrek plus Ice Age minus Kung Fu Panda.
Are these canon Shrek movies?
Yes, no spin-offs.
Okay, cool.
God, the Ice Age one, I stopped watching them after. I didn't really think I've ever seen an Ice Age movie.
I can't remember where they
the
stopped.
first one.
Have you? Isn't Ray Romano? He's the woolly mammoth, right?
Yeah.
Hey, squirrel.
I'm a mammoth. Deb. Ma.
Hey.
Ma, I've been transformed into a mammoth. Ma.
Deborah, I'm a saber-tooth.
Brad Garrett is not in the movie.
Hey Deborah.
Should have been.
I got a hot date tonight, Deborah.
The saber tooth is what's his name?
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary.
Hey, boom, F-150. You like going to football games? You want bear on the side? Boom, F-150, 4 horsepower.
4 horsepower?
Or whatever those stupid commercials. Oh, he doesn't say boom like John Madden, but I just feel like he just throws really random facts at you that you don't care about.
He's like a shitty Bill Burr.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. 26 miles per gallon. Oh, give me a break. I don't know, stupid.
I feel like this question is basically how many Ice Age movies are there?
We all know Shrek and Kung Fu Panda, but
yeah, I'm a little unsure on this one, but I'm locked in.
I guessed the Cinco. I went 5.
All right.
I locked in with 6.
I said 9.
Neal, I don't know where you pulled it from, but it is 6.
Well, yeah, I thought that there was 3 Shreks.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I'm sorry, 4 Shreks.
Mm-hmm.
What's the 4th Shrek?
5.
Shrek Forever After.
5 Ice Ages, and then 3 Kung Fu Pandas.
I had 5 Ice Ages and 3 Kung Fu Pandas.
I happen to have some insight as to where he pulled it from, and it's his age.
That Veronica Vaughn.
I'm just impressed that anybody knew the correct amount of Ice Age movies.
Well,
so.
I thought it was 4, and I was like, that can't be enough. Otherwise, nobody would ask.
I knew there was one more Shrek than Justin Timberlake appearing in Shrek, so that's how I knew there was 4.
He's in Shrek?
He's in Shrek the Third.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He's a prince?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Of course.
He is a prince in real life, too.
Prince of the Woods.
He's fun and flirty.
Neal worships at the altar, so.
He is the prince of my woods.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Question 7. What 19th century philosopher wrote The Twilight of the Idols, which word plays upon Wagner's opera, The Twilight of the Gods?
And thus spoke Jeff. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in, too.
Oh, boy. The Twilight of the Gods. That sounds like a good sleeping pill.
This is my 3rd favorite book by this author.
Oh, God. Here we go.
3rd favorite book?
Hot take.
Hot take.
The only thing that's coming to my head is Stephanie Meyer, obviously, for Twilight. But I'm just going to go with William Faulkner.
A popular philosopher in his day. I'm going with Camus.
He's French.
Camus.
I believe you're looking for a German by the name of Friedrich Wilhelm Nietzsche.
Ah.
Yep, Jeff's correct. It is Friedrich Nietzsche.
It does sound like Nietzsche.
Who's the nihilist?
Nietzsche.
Is it Nietzsche?
There are several.
I mean, he was a little bit of a nihilist.
Who should I read if I just...
If you're talking about the concept of the Ubermensch?
If I'm feeling very existential.
If you set out to beat Neal in trivia, be careful that you don't become the Neal yourself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a philosophical argument.
And if you stare into Jeff's eyes eyes stare back.
Nothing gazes back at you.
It's just a void. Emily, what do you see in Jeff's eyes if you stare into him right now? What do you see?
Guys, it's crazy. Absolutely nothing.
Well, it's a little scary.
I don't even know if Jeff's human.
I thought that was Matt.
He's a robot.
He's a robot. That's like a definitive
Jeff is
thing.
almost demonic.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Question 8. If I told you that I had a Hemingway cat waiting for me at home, what's unique about that cat?
Locked in. Neal, what's so funny?
No, nothing. I'm just allergic to cats, and I'm just imagining a Hemingway cat. I locked in with my answer, which is very incorrect.
I'm trying to remember what the reference is here. But I know Hemingway had a bunch of cats at his home.
Oak Park.
Well, several homes, actually.
I live right by the Hemingway house.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you visit it often?
I haven't been there, but the district that I'm in is called the Hemingway District.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oak Park, Illinois.
Yeah, it is a nice museum.
Home of such greats as Frank Lloyd Wright.
And Hemingway.
And Betty White.
And Tom Lennon of Reno 911 fame.
That's right.
Do you like cats, Ken? I'm very allergic.
It depends on the cat.
I'm scared of them.
Are you?
Real bad.
You've listened to the show.
How allergic?
Have I told of the fire starter story?
No.
A sleepover?
No.
So I was at a sleepover for just a friend sleepover or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Preface this, I was in a lot of pain as we were playing hacky sack, and someone like full strength whipped the hacky sack into a different sack, and I was bowled over in pain for several hours. Anyway, so we're doing a sleepover, and we said, let's watch a scary movie, and someone had a DVD copy of Firestarter, the Stephen King adaptation with Drew Barrymore.
Of course.
So I was super excited, and we're watching this movie. It's like, I don't know, midnight or 1 a.m. And the guy had a cat, and I don't really like cats, and I feel like they don't like me because they know I'm allergic. So the cat had actually scratched me earlier in the night.
Did
And
you get cat scratch fever?
I did not. Yeah, I was like Ted Nugent. I just became incredibly racist all of a sudden. So we were watching the movie, and I was like, "Hey, your cat scratched me. Can we like somehow, put it away?" And he's like, "Well, I can't put it away, but we took couch cushions and stacked them into the doorway, like whatever that's 6-7 feet tall. So it's like three. Just imagine 3 couch cushions stacked high. So we're watching the movie. It's like really deep into the movie. It's really late, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I'm like half asleep. I see the cat perched on top of the couch cushions, staring at me. And I told my friend, I was like, "Your cat's gonna attack me." And he's like, "Don't be an idiot, Neal. He's not gonna attack you. He's a nice cat." And sure enough, a big loud bang in the movie, and the cat jumps, all the cushions break, and it comes right at my face and jumped on me, and I was under my sleeping bag and was protected, but I almost died.
I too was attacked by a cat once.
Were you?
Same.
Yeah.
That's why I'm scared of them.
I'm not scared of them, but some of them are just too needy for my taste. Anyways, Hemingway cats. What do you think?
The reason I was laughing, if it was a Hemingway cat, the characteristic I think it would be is a hard-drinking bearded bastard.
I was trying to decide whether I was going to go with pipe smoker or a Hemingway cat is when you die and abandon your cats at your home in Key West, Florida. But I went pipe smoker.
And I think if Neal had been scratched by a Hemingway cat, he would have one extra claw mark going across his arm because I think they have extra toes.
They do. A Hemingway cat is a polydactyl cat. They have more than the usual number of toes on one or more of their paws. There are about 40 to 50 cats. Like half of them are polydactyl at the Hemingway house in Florida right now.
Neat.
So.
More than meets the cat eye.
Yeah.
Yes, truly. All right, guys. Question 9. China is one of the world's largest countries in terms of landmass, covering over 3.5 million square miles and containing 22 provinces. Over all of this area, how many time zones does China have?
Locked in.
I'm going to lock in too.
I feel like we've had this question. It's either a trick question and it's 1, or it is not a trick question.
And it's the right answer.
Well, okay. At least you helped me out there a little bit. I'm going to go with 4.
Yeah, I said 4 too, but I think I'm wrong.
Yep. Because while it should be 5, the correct answer is 1.
Oh.
Yep. They call it Beijing time. They geographically span over 5 time zones. Mm-hmm.
Crazy side tangent.
There was somebody we take those on occasion on this show, Neal.
There was someone who recently proposed having like one world universal time zone to make everything so much easier, and I was like, how would that work? So I'd have to like get up at 4 in the afternoon, and I realized China basically does that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean like
they adjust their business hours then?
No, you get up at a local time. But like if you're all the way in like the Tibetan region in Western China, you're just getting up 5 hours later. Yeah. So you're getting up effectively at like 3 a.m. to go to work.
The brain can't comprehend. But
I mean,
I think it's wise.
I think it makes total sense. Anything above 30,000 feet is the same time zone. Oh. Because planes all run on Greenwich Mean Time.
Cool.
So they don't crash into each other.
Nice. All right, guys. Question 10 of this round. Who created the Cowboy Code in the 1950s, listing qualities that every cowboy should take to heart? Some included are, he must not advocate or possess racially or religiously intolerant ideas.
So John Wayne's out.
And being gentle to animals, which I think is kind of nice.
What year did you say?
1950s.
1950s, Cowboy Code.
I think I've heard of this.
I'm gonna lock in.
I have an answer.
This is a bad guess.
Who's the guy who played Maverick?
Oh, the remake or the original?
The original in the 50s TV show.
Let's see. Hold on. It was Mel Gibson and it was Gardner. James Gardner.
Yeah, James Gardner. So I went James Gardner.
I went Will Rogers.
I'm wrong, but I said Clint Eastwood.
Unfortunately, no points for this one. It's Gene Autry.
Oh, Gene Autry. That was the other one I was thinking
cowboy.
of.
The singing cowboy. Some other things in the Cowboy Code. A cowboy must keep himself clean in thought, speech, and actions and personal habits.
Make sure to bathe.
I don't think this is reflective of any real cowboys.
And the cowboy must respect women, parents, and his nation's laws.
So not including the Dallas Cowboys then.
Yes. Not a lot of cowboys in this Cowboy Code.
Do you follow the Cowboy Code?
I'm nice to animals.
There you go. You're a cowboy.
We're all
cowboys
I don't
down
follow
here.
my nation's laws.
Do any of us?
I do a lot of jaywalking.
How dare you? So at the end of round 1, it looks like the Cowboys sitting across from me have 30 points each, and this buckaroo has 20 points going into the swing round.
A lot of nice chaps in here, and I don't mean us.
Oh my god.
Except for Woody's Roundup.
All right, guys, it's time for me to be a major buzzkill. I know you give Jeff some shit for being a bummer, but your swing round today is serial killer roll call.
Good, yes.
So I'm going to give you in alphabetical order the nickname the serial killer was given, and then in alphabetical order the actual name of the person.
Okay.
You just have to match them up.
All right.
Okay. The first one is Barbie, BTK, The Damsel of Death, The Devil in the White City, The Night Stalker, Scarface, Son of Sam, The Co-Ed Killer, The Green River Killer, and The Vampire of Sacramento.
As it turns out, all the cool serial killers that I like don't have nicknames.
They're not cool, Jeff.
All right, and here's the names in alphabetical order. Eileen Wuornos, Al Capone, I'm counting him, David Berkowitz, Dennis Rader, Ed Kemper, Gary Ridgway, H.H. Holmes, Carla Homolka, Richard Chase, and Richard Ramirez.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and think of these serial killers for a moment, as if Jeff isn't constantly thinking about serial killers, but we'll consider these answers. So before we return to the show and give our answers, Jeff, got something to say about Patreon over there while you finish drawing your lines between serial killers?
Well, as Jeff is trying to be Jake Gyllenhaal and Zodiac and figure out the answers here, I'll take the lead from him. So Patreon, if you'd like to join and get some great perks, such as getting bonus content every month on our Patreon feed, bonus episodes, some trivia, some hijinks, some fooling around, tomfoolery, whatever you want to call it, that's all over there. But you also get some great perks like limited edition signed posters, choose your own character personalized boxes from each of the hosts if you're at the Intercontinental Champion level. And then Universal Champions get a special edition Triviality Loot Crate, which has a bunch of different items that are really fun, some Chicago-centric items, Triviality-centric items, and much, much more. But yeah, if you'd like to join the fray and support the show and help us continue to produce the show and make it as best as we can, then make sure to go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcasts and join great people like Emily who are supporting the show.
All right, and now let's get over to our answers here. And I, for one, cannot wait to find out these answers, so I have some nice, fun party facts to drop on people, and maybe some icebreakers for first dates, too.
I mean, he's not on this list, but I have dropped Ed Gein in casual conversation before.
Yeah.
So. The best icebreaker on any date, and I'm going to give you some advice here, as Ken is fun and flirty. He doesn't need the advice. Jeffrey, here's the advice. The best advice I can give you on a first date is the first thing you say when you get to dinner. You sit down, you order your food. As you go,
do you enjoy body horror?
Exactly. You read my mind. That's why we're dating.
Is that really where you were going?
Yeah.
That's fun and flirty. That was really fun and flirty of you.
Oh, the question is, what's your favorite body horror film?
That's true. As long as if you say anything about David Cronenberg, you're in.
Emily, what's your favorite body horror film?
I'm just gonna go now.
We'll give you a list of body horror films to check out on your way out.
I cannot wait.
It's the least we could do.
It's like required reading.
Okay.
You're the one who did the serial killer round.
I asked Jason if he thought it would be okay, and he said yes. So
it is okay.
Jason,
it's history, true crime.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Justin. Shout out to Justin Shady. You're obsessed with true crime, so I hope you like this round.
Yeah, it's a great one. All right, I'll give the nickname and just tell me who you put for it.
Okay.
All right. The first one was Barbie.
All right, Barbie. I said was Carla Homolka.
I started with Eileen Wuornos.
Yeah, I couldn't remember I remember the MO of Wuornos. She'd pick men up and they would never make it home. But I couldn't remember if this was her or if she was one later, so I said Homolka.
It is Carla Homolka. up in Canada. All right, the BTK killer.
Hard to say, but I said Gary Ridgway.
I knew this one from a straight-to-video movie. Dennis Reeder.
I couldn't remember, but I also guessed Ridgway.
It's Dennis Rader.
Oh, had the R, Ken.
Yep.
All right. Number 3, the Damsel of Death.
That must be Eileen Wuornos.
I was incorrect. I had Carla.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's Eileen.
Yep, Eileen Wuornos. The Devil in the White City.
H.H. Holmes.
H.H. Holmes.
Weird. I thought that was the author of the book, but I said H.H. Holmes.
Don't think so.
He authored his own book about himself, killing people
and
in a
his
hotel.
murder hotel.
Yeah.
It's a post office now.
It's a post office?
Mm-hmm.
Where's it? Do you know where? Is it in the Loop or no?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Oddly enough, people used to like going there before when it was a murder house.
Right now,
yeah,
no one wants to go there at all.
Yeah.
Like our friend Lorenzo, who would not go to the post office.
He refused.
All right, guys. The Night Stalker.
What's this say? Richard Chase. That's what I put.
Oh, so close. Richard Ramirez.
I too said Richard Ramirez.
Yep, Richard Ramirez. Big time scary. Scarface.
That's Al Capone.
Tony Montana. No, it's Al Capone.
I said Capone.
Yep, had to throw 2 Chicago people in there.
They call me Scarface. I have several scars on my face.
Is that from the cat?
No, it's from one's from running into the tree, which I've told on the show, and the other one, which I've never said, I was eating pizza, walking back and forth in the backyard, and our dog at the time, Whiskers, thought I was teasing her, and she jumped up and bit my face.
From just the description of you on the show, like scarification on your face,
right.
Huge back tattoo, sound like a
former motorcycle rider,
motorcycle club member.
I probably should be a villain. Maybe I am a villain.
You're the villain of the show.
I am a villain. I'm the I'm the villain of the show. What can I say? I'm the Sons of Anarchy.
All of them.
So you're also not entertaining.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Son of Sam.
I said David Burowitz.
I said the same.
I said David Berkowitz.
It is David Berkowitz.
Whatever you said is what I
Throw
said.
that K in there. All right, guys. The co-ed killer.
Sorry, my lines are converging. I said Ed Kemper.
I said Richard Chase.
I too said Kemper.
It is Ed Kemper. Very, very tall man.
Yeah, I kind of remember that from Mindhunter.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't remember. I was just like co-ed Kemper. I had that in my head for some reason. And I didn't know
it's a good
why.
way to remember. I haven't seen Mindhunter. I really want to.
Oh, so good.
It's good.
I love Fincher. So
there's pictures of him standing next to the police. He just towers over them. It's wild. All right, guys. The Green River Killer.
That's one I said Dennis Rader for.
I said Ridgway.
Nope, I got this one wrong. I said Raider.
It is Gary Ridgway. I think he might have the record for most murders. I can't remember. It's a lot. He also confesses to a lot that he didn't actually do from prison because he wants the credit for it.
Oh, he's like a producer.
Except nicer.
That might be my favorite joke that totally can stay.
All right, guys. Last but not least, the Vampire of Sacramento.
And that one I said Richard Ramirez.
I said Kemper.
I said Chase.
It is Richard Chase.
Following that swing round, no surprise. Jeff pulled ahead with 8 correct in that, with 70 total points.
Why would you say no surprise, Ken?
I don't know. You're a little creepy. With 55 points, Neal, and with 50, myself.
It makes sense now why you've taken your fingerprints off, Jeff. Who knows what you're up to?
He's the overkill killer.
Well, did that thing like that Neo does in that one episode he's on of CSI, and I actually put nail polish on my fingerprints so that I don't leave any trace behind.
Clever.
He also burns his gun in a pizza brick oven. It's a very great episode.
Who remembers one single episode of a procedural with thousands of episodes?
A serial killer.
Anytime Neo's on TV, I'm in.
All right, guys. Round 2, question 1. What is the name of the Doctor Who knockoff featured in the television series Community?
Oh, I am locked in.
I'm locked in too.
I watched Doctor Who. I've actually haven't watched a lot of Community. Oh, everyone wears like T-shirts of it and stuff, like the meme or whatever. I'm not going to remember it. It's like Dr. Cloak or Dr. Time Person, Mr. Wobbly. I can't remember. All right, I'm going to tap.
I've changed my answer 3 times because I can't remember what his title is. Is it Dr. Spacetime, Professor Spacetime, Inspector Spacetime? think it's Professor Spacetime.
I believe it's Inspector Spacetime.
Yep, it is Inspector Spacetime and his sidekick, Reggie.
Oh. Who is Professor or Inspector Spacetime? Is it one of the characters?
Abed.
Oh, it's Abed.
Yeah, it's Abed.
Okay.
And then Troy is
Okay.
Reggie.
It's its own fictional thing, but Abed often portrays the inspector.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
In his own imagination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And also in IRL.
Yeah, they go to a con. All right, guys, round 2, question 2. The invention of the marine chronometer in 1761 by John Harrison was historic as it was not only an accurate portable time standard, but finally allowed marine travelers to determine their what? Oh, here's a little hint. There's a movie about this starring Michael Gambon and Jeremy Irons in 2000.
Sounds like a boat movie, so I'm out.
Speaking of Scarface, Jeremy Irons.
The answer is the title of the movie.
I love Michael Gambon's voice, but I can't think of the movie.
Yeah, he's great.
I was hoping you were going to go, it's a movie starring Russell Crowe. And I was like, why would it be called Master and Commander?
This is really bugging me
Yeah,
because,
that's-
as you all know, I'm a man who enjoys a fancy watch.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy a good chronometer. My favorite, if anybody's out there looking to buy me a gift, is the one that Neil Armstrong wore on the moon, the Omega
The
series.
exact same one.
Yeah,
That
no,
one.
that's in the Smithsonian.
Well,
so
The one he wore on stage with Stanley Kubrick?
you're welcome to obtain that one if you'd like.
The only gift you have to get me, listeners, is friendship.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's so nice.
I go right for the $7,000 watch.
I'm locked in with the wrong
Yeah,
answer.
same.
All right.
I said global positioning.
I said coordinates. Please, Jeff. Coordinates, please.
Is that Michael Gambon?
Yeah. He's very close to Snape, but it's discernible enough.
Is it though?
Mr. Potter, I'm Dumbledore. It's pretty close.
It's pretty bad.
That's pretty terrible.
I can do Richard Harris, but I can't do Michael Gambon.
I'll say to play off an island theme song here. I'm gonna say Latitude.
You're so close.
Oh, no.
It's longitude.
Oh.
So global position is not appropriate.
No, because you'd have to know both coordinates.
Yeah,
Alright, fine.
yeah. They could measure their latitude because of the sun or something. They
'cause
could
of the
measure their
sun.
latitude. This allowed them to measure their longitude.
No, I was going for obviously Changes in Attitude, Changes in Latitude by Jimmy Buffett.
Fun and flirty.
Neal, how often do you measure your longitude?
Every morning I try to eat potassium.
All right, guys. Question 3. Within 20, how many women were elected, re-elections included, into the House in 2018?
Oh, I didn't know this number. To the House, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I'm locked in.
I'm trying to think, how low is it? Because I know it's lower than I think it should be, obviously. But okay, you said within 20.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go for a nice round 100.
I said 98.
I said 44.
Jeff and Ken getting points there. It was 102 women. So you could have had between 82 and 122. Yeah. That made me cry the first time I read it.
Yeah, because there's 435 representatives.
Well, yeah. Cry like sad. We should have more, but cry also like that's a record number.
That's
I
progress.
was really excited about it.
That's why my answer was so low, as I was hoping I was going to be wrong, but I just know how terrible our system is. So.
All right, guys. Question 4. Put these cult classics in order from highest to lowest based on their Rotten Tomatoes rating. Donnie Darko, Heathers, and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh my God. Well, I know how this list would look for me, and it's probably not the same.
And
yeah, I'm locked in.
Are you saying which one has the highest score to the low score?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm locked in.
I'll go Rocky Horror, Heathers, Donnie Darko.
I said the same.
I said Heathers, Donnie Darko, Rocky Horror.
Neal getting points on this one.
Wow, really?
Yep. Heathers has 94%, Donnie Darko has 87%, and Rocky Horror has 80%.
I'm shocked. What's your order?
Too.
I haven't seen Heathers,
So good.
but I prefer Donnie Darko to Rocky Horror, so at least that's in line.
Yeah. I like
Heathers
Donnie
is really
Darko
good.
and Rocky Horror. I didn't care for Heathers very much.
I just love Winona Ryder.
You don't like my movies, man? How about Gleaming the Cube? You ever see that? I was skateboarding
God, if
with...
I hear you mention Gleaming the Cube one more time, I'm going to gleam the side of your head with my fist.
All right, question number 5. What is the name of the 2005 released card game that was released specifically to play during a game of Dungeons & Dragons?
Ooh, I'm out on this one.
What's the year?
2005. Wizards of the Coast released it then.
I'm locked in.
It can be played separately as its own game, or it can be played in-game.
In Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
What castle do you fight for? Is that something they say in that?
You can. You can do anything.
If you so please.
It's open world, Neal. The thing that gives me great pain is I know Magic the Gathering was developed to be played in between games of Dungeons and Dragons, and that's a Wizards of the Coast property. But that was 1994. The other one I'm thinking of, Hearthstone, was developed later by Blizzard, and that was inside the world of Warcraft. I'm trying to think of what card game.
Let's talk about D&D.
It's D&D. So while Jeff is thinking fun story, Emily was talking to us at trivia one night. She mentioned she played D&D, and I correctly, in order, guessed her class, the race of her character, as well as the instrument that her bard played.
Yep, I'm a halfling bard that plays the lute.
I called it just by one look. I knew it.
So I don't know anything. I don't know whatever you're talking about. I don't understand. But what would I be?
I think you would be a human monk.
Oh.
Okay. What does that entail?
Really?
I was gonna go with a magic user.
Magic man.
Yeah, I was going half elf.
Yeah.
Elf.
What's a half elf?
Half human, half elf.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Okay, I didn't know if it was
When
like
a
something
daddy
special.
elf loves a mama human.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's not particular.
Is like dual citizenship?
It's not like a liger.
Yeah, you have citizenship to the elven realm as well.
Okay, I'd buy
They
that.
have
Like a
free,
little
They
bit.
have free healthcare there.
So I'm like half Orlando Bloom, half human.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I feel like I should know this.
No, you're fine. Halflings are kind of the Hobbit of the D&D world.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Except they're thinner and more dexterous.
They are.
They're like tiny elves.
They
Oh,
are.
okay. I'll to put in a guess. I'll say Dominion.
I said Wizards of Waverly Place.
I said Munchkin.
It's 3 Dragon Ante. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
That sounds a lot cooler than.
So
Yeah,
like
it's pretty
Pirates
cool.
dice.
I've played Munchkin.
Yeah.
Not a card game.
I've
Doesn't
never
sound-
played it myself in any of my campaigns, but now that I know about it.
So
So
it's like
all-
you go along a board.
All you guys play D&D?
Oh, we
I'm
have.
telling you guys have to get it like a bonus episode. All of you play D&D.
I think we should have a spin-off podcast of D&D playing.
I'll be Dungeon Master or whatever, and I don't know
There
how to
you
play the
go.
game, but at least I can. Is that what it is, Dungeon Master?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but I'll do it. So you
You'd
guys
be
can
really,
play.
you'd be really
Dungeon-
good at
You'd be
it.
a good dungeon master.
Yeah. Except you need to know the most about D&D.
Not
You
really.
just have to read through the player's handbook.
Here's what we would do. Neal would just write the stories, and I would just make sure the mechanics worked. and
How
it would
about
be
you just?
fine.
I don't know anything about
So-
it. Let me just be Dungeon Master. It'll be entertaining.
Sure. All right, so listeners, let us know if you like this idea of a spin-off D&D podcast. Maybe we can make it happen.
Just a one-off, maybe.
Maybe a
I think
one-off.
it'd be a good
depending on
time.
how much
Patreon
effort-
bonus episode.
Yeah.
A 5-hour Patreon bonus episode.
Seriously, it'd have to be a quick game. All right, guys, question 6. In 2017, Michael Phelps lost a televised race to what unconventional opponent?
Locked in.
What was the last question? I don't know if I got points or not.
Dungeons and Dragons, you
No, I
didn't.
did not.
Can you repeat that one more time?
In 2017, Michael Phelps lost a televised race to what unconventional opponent?
So good.
I think it was like a shark. All right, I'm just gonna say shark.
I wanted to say baby shark, but I went shark.
No.
Yeah, it's a shark.
Yep, it was a computer-generated shark. It was for Shark Week.
So boring.
People were mad it was a fake shark.
But did the shark toke up before? Then it wasn't fair.
We need to look into this. All right, guys, question 7. What 1942 children's book series is still running today and recently released their 152nd book? The title of that book was The Secret of the 13th Floor.
It's 50 Shades of Grey, right?
My favorite children's book.
You don't want to go to the 13th floor, Ken.
All right, I'm locked in.
I get it, though. That's a lot of child's play in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 13th floor is for 50 Shades of Grey. You meet Chucky.
Or David S. Pumpkins.
Wait, what's his catchphrase again? He says one thing every time. I can't remember. I'm David S. Pumpkins. I forget what it is. So just to confirm, Emily, you said 1942, 152nd book.
Yep.
All right, I put in a guess because I have no idea.
It has been adapted to a play at some point.
I'm going to lock in with, I don't think this is the right title, Secret of the Nymph? Whatever, the little mouse guy?
Nim.
Nim? Okay.
I said Kelvin and Hobbes.
And that guy's dead too, unfortunately. I said Hardy Boys.
It's the Boxcar Children.
Oh, so close.
So wait, what are the Boxcar Children? It was a series I never read, but I always saw the kids in the boxcars.
So we did it at the theater that I grew up doing stuff for. It's 3 kids. I don't know what happened to their parents, but they start living in a boxcar.
I mean,
and they
it can
solve
be well
mysteries.
established that some shit happened.
Some shit went down.
I just imagine Jeff is a detective and they find the kids and then the social worker comes and she's like, what happened? And Jeff is like, look, just know that some shit happened. That's all you need to know.
My whole life is like a gritty noir.
Correction. Bill Watterson, who does Calvin and Hobbes, is alive and
Yeah,
well.
he is.
Oh, thank God.
My apologies to the Watterson family.
Good.
This is not breaking news.
This is Ken's official press release on the matter.
So you did
happen.
plays?
I did.
Oh,
I acted and did stage crewed for 11 years.
Oh, what was your favorite show?
To be in, Kellen and I were Maureen and Joanne in Rent together, which was super fun.
Nice.
But I also stage managed that small book of plays that Shel Silverstein did.
Wait, were you Maureen or
I was
Joanne? Can you hit those killer high notes?
Probably not anymore.
We should do our own rendition of Rent in here.
We got the right amount of people if we call in Kellen and
there we go.
Couple friends.
Yep, we could do it.
Calling a few favors.
I have the 8mm camera right there.
Perfect.
December 1989. We shoot without a script. I don't know. Next question.
Anyway, it is estimated that the Mona Lisa is viewed by over 6 million people annually by both locals and tourists alike. However, it wasn't a particularly well-known work of Da Vinci until 1911. What occurred that year, giving the painting its fame and recognition?
I'm locked in.
Me too.
I don't know how specific. I'm not even really sure what the answer.
You can be pretty vague with this.
I'm just gonna say there was like a famous fire and it survived.
I'm gonna say it went on display at the Louvre.
I think somebody tried to steal it.
Yeah, Jeff's actually right. This is something I learned at the Louvre when I was there last year. An Italian handyman was pissed because the Louvre fired him, so he was like, I'm going to steal this Da Vinci painting because nobody ever looked at it, so he stole it. And they plastered her face all over newspapers, and people saw it so often in newspapers that it became like iconic. So when they recovered it, that's how it became super famous.
I sort of remember hearing that on a podcast, I think.
In Italian, Mona Lisa actually means the stolen painting.
Oh, I heard that was the inspiration for the first Super Mario Brothers. That the princess is Mona Lisa. And Mario just wanted to steal
another castle.
Yeah.
The more you know. All right. Question number 9. What was banned in the NCAA basketball from 1967 to 1976?
Locked in.
Do you know? When you lock in quickly, it's one of two things. You either know it or you really don't know it. But you have a joke.
I have three ideas. I just don't know which one is right.
There's like a signpost on the way to this answer, and I think I'm reading the sign, probably on the wrong path. Yeah, I'm locked in.
So I'm between dunking and the 3-point play, and as I'm saying it, I don't know why they would ban a 3-point play. They probably introduced the 3-point at some point. So
yeah, I don't think it was a thing.
Yeah. So point. I'm just gonna say just slam dunking was banned.
That's what I guessed. I said dunking.
And I said no knives allowed on the court. No,
finally,
no stabbing
allowed. They do allow knives now, though. It is the slam dunk.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say this is knives.
There's no rule in the rule book that says you can't have a knife on the court.
You can't stab your opponent.
There's no rule that says a dog can't play basketball.
Can't stab a fellow player.
It is widely believed that this was because of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar just like dunking on everyone.
Demolishing things.
Yeah. All right, guys. Question 10 of the round. My name comes from the German word for goblins. My compounds have long been used as pigments for paints and glass. I am mostly produced as a byproduct of copper and nickel mining. What element am I?
Trixie Habits. I'm locked in.
I have no idea. I'm sure it'll kind of make sense when I hear it, but I'm also locked in.
I know they used it when dyeing wigs, so I guessed mercury.
I said sulfur.
I said zinc.
It is actually cobalt.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I should have known that.
Back to the D&D reference.
Yep. The German word for goblin is kobolds with a K.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very obvious
D&D
after you said
monster,
it.
yeah. So the Caballeros sitting across from me here have 120 for Jeff, 85 for Neal. And this sad cowboy over here has 70 points.
At least you're clean.
At least I'm clean.
And you're nice to animals.
And I'm nice to animals.
All right, guys. I'll give you these categories. You can wager accordingly. Category 1. What can you do? Medicine's not a science. Category 2. Everybody must get stoned. Category 3. She's chopping broccoli. Category 4. 50 Shades of Shrimp. And Category 5. I guess that's why they call it the blues.
All right. All the wagers have been locked in quickly. So let's go ahead and get those questions.
All right, guys. For what can you do? Medicine's not a science. Dr. Max Jacobson, or Dr. Feelgood, treated hundreds of celebrities, including President Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe, Truman Capote, and Tennessee Williams. However, he lost his medical license in 1975 when it was discovered that his magic elixir was actually what chemical substance, or what substance. All right. Everybody must get stoned. The type of travertine stone used to construct the Sacré-Cœur in Paris is distinct in that it is extremely hard with a fine grain and exudes what carbonate mineral on contact with rainwater, keeping the stone clean.
Like a cowboy.
Like a cowboy. Category 3, she's chopping broccoli. When you julienne vegetables, what shape are you cutting them into? Category 4, 50 Shades of Shrimp. You might already know that David Alan Grier and Ice Cube both took a pass, but early on in his career, what comedian turned down the role of Forrest Gump's sidekick, Bubba Blue? And Category 5, I guess that's why they call it the Blues. The St. Louis Blues finally won their first Stanley Cup. Before this historic final, how many Stanley Cup finals have the Blues appeared in? All right, guys, what substance did Dr. Feelgood inject into our friends President Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe, etc.?
All right. Well, I have, in honor of our guest, I have bet a baker's dozen all the way down. So 13 points apiece.
It could be enough to get you the win if you play your cards
so
right.
let me know if I need to be more specific,
Okay.
but I believe he was injecting opiates into them. Heroin? Morphine? Heroin.
Okay. I wagered 0 all the way down, hoping that these guys would crash and burn and I could come out victorious with 85. So the first one, didn't know it. I put potash.
They call me Dr. Feelgood. It's going to make you feel all right. I said horse semen.
Why?
That's so much.
Funny.
I hate everything about that. It's meth.
Oh,
meth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not an opiate.
President
No, not
Kennedy
an opiate.
was definitely on meth when he stripped in the Carlisle, and Marilyn Monroe when she sang Happy Birthday.
Wait, Kennedy stripped in the Carlisle?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
I didn't know that.
Oh, by the way, I wagered 5 all
I don't
the way
think
down.
anybody knew about it because Secret Service kept him in the building. I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure.
You take off your shirt, I take off my pants.
Oh my gosh.
Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
All right, guys. For everybody,
How
must
much
get
for one crack rock?
For everybody must get stoned. What carbonate mineral is exuded in the rain for Sacré-Cœur?
I didn't hear you say carbonate, so I said rust, which is iron oxide.
I realized that you said mineral, but I was just thinking of limestone, so I said lime.
I said aluminum sulfate.
It's calcite.
Ooh.
The building is super clean, and in the areas that don't get rain, you can still see it's like super grimy. But it's a self-cleaning building, which I think is kind of neat.
I've heard of that before, but I did not remember.
All right, guys. What shape are you cutting vegetables in if you julienne them?
I believe that's strings.
That makes sense. I put diamond.
I put hearts. Just to be.
It is strips or matchsticks.
So strings is good.
Strings is fine.
Thank you.
All right. What comedian turned on the role of Bubba?
I said Richard Pryor. I don't know if he was alive at the time.
My logic
He would have
was
been, I think, yeah.
maybe. I thought Will Smith, but he wasn't. He's not really a comedian. Martin Lawrence would have had Martin, so he would have been too famous. And then I thought of Tommy Davidson, who wasn't famous enough. And I was like, who else is a really great comedian who just would have been starting out? And I said Dave Chappelle.
I said Marco Clark Duncan. not a comedian, but
It was actually Dave Chappelle. So yay for Neal.
No points. That's all right.
All right, and finally, how many Stanley Cup Finals have the Blues been in?
I think I heard about this from a coworker who likes the Blues, and we were talking about.
Wait, is that including this year?
No.
Okay, cool.
We were talking about their trudge to the Stanley Cup this year, and I think they appeared in one other final in which they were swept.
I don't follow hockey really, so I just kind of picked a number that seemed like it would be enough. I said 3.
I also thought it was only 1.
Neal again, just getting the points or lack of points. It is 3. They had 3 consecutive in 1968, 1969, and 1970.
And one of those was against Boston?
All 3 of them. I don't know.
I think they were swept in all 3 or something.
Yeah, something like
Wow,
that.
they were like the Buffalo Bills back then.
Yeah. Okay, the scores have been added up, or should I say subtracted up. Looks like bringing up the rear is this cowpuncher with 31 points.
Cowpuncher? Did you mean cowpoke?
Neal, the ranch hand, has 85 points. And today's cream of the crop, 95 points, Jeff.
The cream of the crop!
Jeff, the only one of us who would not be a cowboy by Emily's rules.
And let's remember, the last rule of the Cowboy Code is always be fun and flirty.
Gotta be fun and flirty to be a cowboy.
That's true.
Right. And a cowboy needs a hat, needs a hat, needs a hat.
I
Don't
think
forget
you guys need to write your own cowboy code, a new and improved.
a triviality code.
A triviality code. That could be interesting. Yeah, what do you guys think? Say it in the crop here, in the thread. What is the triviality code?
Yeah.
Let us know, and then maybe we'll make like some sort of scroll, and I don't know. I'll put it on the remaining part of my back that is not tattooed.
We'll include it in our D&D campaign. It'll just be...
Yeah.
Well, I see Jeff has helped himself to a cookie, so he can't respond right now, but
No, I'm good.
Good game. You earned it.
Yeah, it was great questions, Emily.
Thank you.
Loved having you here. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, made me feel at ease. The Snickerdoodles gave me the right amount of sugar. Felt good. I was on point. I was not doing ballet.
You know the secret ingredient to those Snickerdoodles?
Horse semen?
Meth.
Oh, meth.
That's why you feel so good.
They wouldn't be vegan with horse semen, but
Yeah,
they
right.
would
No,
with
they
meth.
wouldn't.
Is that why I want to eat your face?
Meth is vegan.
I guess it would be. Yeah, why not?
Well,
You heard it here, folks.
On that note, we want to thank everybody for sticking through this recording and listening. Thank you to Emily for the great game and for her Patreon support. My co-hosts Jeff and Neal. This is Ken, and that was a very wacky episode of Triviality. All right.
My sticker here does say pepper spray first, apologize later, folks.
All right. So while we consider these answers, we're going to go follow the Cowboy Code and
Why? Because you're supposed to keep your body clean? Is that what you're getting at?
Just trying to follow the cowboy
It
code,
seems
all
like
right?
it just seems like it should be part of the Cowboy Code.
No, it's always wear a condom, obviously.
Obviously.
Cowboys don't wear condoms.
No, sailors don't wear condoms. Neal.
Cowboys.
Might have been a sick ostrich.
Yeah, right.